Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me today. So firstly, I want to start off by saying Happy New Year guys. Happy New Year. Happy 2021. We all have felt the I guess just the pressure of 2020 with everything that's been going on. I just wanted to come on a video today and just say Happy New Year. But one of the things that I really wanted to do was to just encourage people to still make resolutions. I mean, with the way that 2020 went, it can feel a little bit discouraging, and even just just kind of took us all a little bit out of our comfort zones. I just wanted to come on here to come and share with you guys today my New Year's resolutions, and in hopes that you guys would be inspired by them, that you would still write the vision and make it plain as it says in Habakkuk. It's always really beneficial, I believe, to write what you would like to see happen in 2021, but it's also beneficial for us to assess ourselves, think about how the last year went, think about all the things that we were able to achieve, think about the things that we didn't achieve, and think about what we kind of want to work on in 2021. Myself, about my family, about my relationships, about what I do, my work, the world, and how all of that has influenced me in the past year. I do this every single year before I even hit the new year. There are a few things I would like to say about last year for me. It was a really interesting year. There were some really high, really beneficial things that me and my family, I believe that we benefited in COVID, just kind of slowing down, and with the lockdown situation there was a lot of slowing down for us, and this year we were blessed to be able to get to know our neighbours more, which was a gift from the Lord really. Also just able to spend a lot more time together. We did a lot of home improvements, which I will go on to say is something I want to continue to do in the year ahead. I also believe that a lot of my friendships and relationships, the important friendships and relationships that I had, really stood the test of time really. It really made me kind of sieve through what is really important to me and what isn't. It really did help me to prioritize and realign some things. Then with the time that I had, there was so many other benefits, things like just spending more time with the Lord and hearing him, and just basically there was a quieting in myself, so I was able to sort of sit with myself a little bit more, and it wasn't as busy, so I was able to hear what I believe is the Lord a little bit more, my heart, and learn more about myself. Like, I found out some strengths, that I didn't realize before. I also learned some weaknesses of mine that I didn't realize before. And on the downside there, 2020 brought about, deaths through the COVID situation. And thankfully that was nobody that I knew very, very closely. The closest person to me actually was my mum's really, really good friend. So that was hard because I just knew what my mum was going through. And although I wasn't raised with my mother, and my relationship with her isn't my relationship we're building, and we are enjoying ourselves. We're enjoying each other more now than we've ever enjoyed each other before. That was the closest that COVID hit for us, and that was a struggle because I just knew the pain that my mother would have been in, and so I did spend time praying for her and just kind of checking in and just hoping that she was okay. And praying that she would be okay, because that's hard. That was a really good friend of hers. So I'm just going to kick it off. I'm just going to jump in with my resolutions, and I hope you guys enjoy this one. One of the things that I like to do when I'm making resolutions and making kind of plans for the new year is to think about all the really important things in my life. That's where I start. So the most important thing to me is my relationship with God through Christ, and that is the very first point. And so my very first resolution is generally I'm always at this place where I'm like, am I growing more deeply with him? Am I getting more of the word in me? Do I feel like my relationship is getting deeper? Am I getting to know God more? So in in 2021, I have just endeavored to get to do that more. And so one of the things that I do, so when I make like a goal, I then think about what it is that I can do to achieve the goal. So like kind of the objectives to reach the aim, and the one of the objectives to grow more deeply in God is to so I have as of the end of last year, I started I started listening to these lectures that you start from sort of the very beginning, and by the end of sort of the course you've done a Bible theology course, and it's online, and it's through the Bible Coalition, which has a presence here on YouTube, which is the Bible Coalition, but they also have a website in which you can get to know God in an intense level, because they have all of these lectures and teachings around sort of Bible theology, you know, getting to really know the Bible and everything about it, and doing systematic theology, so kind of thinking about what the Bible says about each theme and what God is trying to communicate to us about a particular thing. So it might be, what does the Bible really communicate to us about who God is? What does the Bible, through all of the scripture that it has, communicate to us about who Jesus is? What does the Bible, why did Jesus come? You know, and just all of these different topics. So what I intend to do is to complete that course twice, because I just feel like I want to run through it 2 times. So spend the first year doing the course, then spend the next year doing the course, and kind of just really allow that to sit up on my heart until I get to that point, and then I can, you know, kind of review everything and see where I am and move forward from there. Last year in 2019 was the first year that I managed to get through the entire Bible, and so I want to do that again, because it was so inspiring in the first time. I was really proud of myself just to get through it, and also not just to get through it, but to really be to really engage with it and really understand it, and really allow the entire Bible as a full picture to be presented to me, to gain a greater understanding of God and everything. Daily audio Bible, which is online. You can download it, you can listen to it through podcasts. That's where I first started listening to it. Now I've got the app, so every single day I can sort of mark it as read, and then I can just keep following that on. There's a whole community of people that listen to this, and it's a small proportion of the Old Testament, the New Testament, a Psalm and a proverb every single day. Okay, so my second resolution is about my marriage, and it's about how I want to better my marriage with my husband. And one of the things that I do want to say as well, I'm sorry I didn't say this in the beginning, is just that before I make these resolutions, I do pray, and I do allow the Lord, I just ask him to come in and to help me with moving forward in 2021. And so within my marriage, I heard the word that came to my spirit was acceptance. It was about learning to accept my husband for exactly who he is, and loving him for who he is. And so that is what the word is in accordance to my marriage this year. You know, that word is just something that I will continue to explore and be reminded of, and I do know for a fact that the Lord will continue to guide me as this word becomes the word for my marriage in this year. I love my husband, don't get me wrong, but in a marriage it's easy to kind of judge and to think that you know, sort of he needs to be someone different than he is. But I want to learn to really just accept him, which is something that's going to take time, but I'm definitely wanting to endeavour in that, because I think it's important, and I married him the way that he is, and I want to love him the way that he is, and I pray as well that hopefully that as I do that he will learn to accept me the way that I am as well. Okay, so my third resolution is about my parenting. Is the overall word for my for parenting is quality time. I really want to spend I spend a lot of quality time with my children just as a default of homeschooling, but I want to spend a lot more time with them as individuals. Last year I read the book, I think it was the 10 most important things to you know, your daughter from a mother, what she would want. What I got from that was they really need the time to be seen, and the time to just express themselves to me in a very unpressured situation. Even though I homeschool, with everything else that I've got going on, my children can kind of be, although I'm spending time with them, it's not always very relaxed. I also read 2 books, one book called Raising Girls and another book called Raising Boys by Steve Biddulph, and they were both interesting books. It really made me realize the difference between boys and girls and in parenting boys and girls, and that book really helped me to kind of direct how I would spend quality time with them. Because I know that for Chloe it's like literally just sitting down. We can go to something like there's like a tea room, have tea, coffee, maybe go to like a charity shop after, or shopping. But with Niall it's probably like more likely to be something active, like if we go for a bike ride, or I take him to the park, or I'm playing football with him, I'm more likely to hear his heart. And the main aim of getting this quality time is to hear their heart and to allow them to speak to me and allow myself to speak into them in a very unrushed and an undistracted way. Okay, so my 4th resolution was around finances, and in 2020 one of the most amazing things that happened was that I began to save. I have been trying to save for like the past sort of 8 years, and last year was really that year that I was able to see my savings accumulate. So quite straightforward, I just want to build on those savings and continue to save my money. Yes, I definitely believe that saving is incredibly important, not just for rainy days, but for experiences. One of the things that me and my husband really want to do as family is to travel around the world and to experience the world with our children. So I want to save for experiences, but I also want to save so that we're not always just living off our last dime, if that makes sense. So as I said, I always take a topic, or I take each area of my life, and then I think about how I want to grow in that area every year. So the next one is homeschooling. Quite simply, in homeschooling, I just want to be able to get through the entire Bible with the children. We started in September. We've now got to the place with the story of just after the Israelites come into the land of Canaan with Joshua. Really practical. I just want to be able to finish that and continue to go through the Bible, in the entire Bible, every year with my children. The Bible I'm currently using is really, really great. It has some beautiful illustrations, and the Bible is really, really coming alive to both the children and myself, to be honest. So I'm really, really enjoying that. The second thing I really want to work on this year is just getting a little bit more Spanish in the children. From the very beginning, we've done Spanish, and for the first 2 years I did a lot more of it. And last year I kind of was a little bit more relaxed about it, but this year I want to enjoy spending time doing that with them. I did Spanish at university. I find it really straightforward to learn. I feel like I've got the sort of accent down quite well, so I just want to spend time enjoying doing that with the children and teaching them another language. One is cheerleading. So I'm a cheerleading coach, and this is our 4th season. In COVID, it was a challenge, but we continued going forward through online sessions using Zoom, and yes, we are getting more and more official, and I really appreciate what's going on. It was a bit difficult in 2020, don't get me wrong, but we are still going by the grace of God. And so what I want, my aim for cheerleading is to become a better coach. This year I am renewing my I have to, out of sort of legalities, and so I am going to be redoing my qualification, which is just going to give me that practical reality of improving my skill, because I'm doing it again for the second time, or the first time because I'm thinking of doing the course higher, but it's going to reiterate a lot of things that I learned at level 1 and level 2. As far as cheerleading, that's what I really want to do this year, is to just grow more as a coach and to improve my skills and the way that I relate to my athletes. So the next thing that I have is the overall, so I was going to say this first, but I didn't, just because the first thing is how am I growing in my relationship with God. But the next thing is basically just a word for the year. And I know I say I've got all of these different words in, you know, in some of these areas in my life, but the overall word that I have for the entire year is peace. I really desire to grow in greater peace within my own soul and with in my own mind and heart. And I pray that with me kind of putting it out there and peace being that word for the year, that it would really sort of, you know, work its way through the rest of the areas in my life. So I endeavor to kind of just, you know, the thing is as well is if you set yourself sort of like a word, like as I have for the you know, sort of the overallness of my resolutions or 2021, and if with it being peace, my ears are always going to prick up anytime I kind of come across teachings around it. As I present that word to the Lord, I just pray that he will just lead me in that, because I desire to have a lot more peace in myself, my own soul, in my home, in my marriage, with my relationship with my children, my friends, my family, and just within myself. Moving on, the next thing that I wanted to work on is in my makeup. So I am a makeup artist. I've been doing this for a few years, and again with makeup I just wanted to be able to explore and to really kind of sort of finalize some of my products, the products that I use in my kit. I'm always growing in makeup artistry, but one of the things that I really wanted to do this year was just kind of find those products that are the products that I love to use, and products that are great for people's skin, and also just be able to just have a really great knowledge of the best products to use on different skin types, different ages of skin, and really sort of buckle in on my knowledge, my product knowledge. But it's kind of just like using them and really being able to pull out the characteristics in the products that I absolutely love, and just strengthening my product knowledge. Just, you know, sort of reaching for those really higher end brands, and just doing a bit of research around it. It's probably going to come quite natural to me, I think, this goal, but I do, you know, when I think about makeup in 2021, I really want to just play with products and really buckle down on the products that I absolutely love, and and just make them my holy grail. I know exactly what they do to skin. I know exactly how it's going to look on people's skin. And be able to provide that for my clients. Guys, the next thing is with exercising and diet. Another thing that really was amazing in 2020 was that I started going to the gym. First of all, in the summer, I started working out. I started doing the I actually started by my sisters put together like a workout group for me and all of my sisters and my cousins, and that was so inspiring. And we did that for about 2 weeks, and then we went on to do the Chloe Ting workouts, and then I carried on doing that for like an additional 3 weeks after that. So I think in all I ended up doing about 2.5 months of just working out. At one point it was on an everyday basis, and that really kind of birthed the desire to work out. I really realized how much I enjoy sweating and just working out. What it did for my mind and my body and everything was just so amazing that I'm just hooked. So I want to continue doing that. And then at the end of last year I actually joined up for the gym, and in joining up for the gym I've realized just kind of how much I really love it, and I'd been working out sort of 3 times a week, and I just want to continue with that. So I'm not going to cancel my subscription for at least a year. I don't intend on always using the gym to get my exercise, because I do have a bike now, thanks to my husband who bought it for my birthday, and we also have a treadmill. He has a treadmill in his unit. You know, we have a river you know, just at the back of us, so we can use that space to exercise, and it's so good for my energy levels. Like anytime I've got a really, really busy day now, I'm just like, whether or not I can go to the gym, if I know I've got to give a lot in that day, I'll just work out in the morning, because I know it will give me the energy that I need as the day goes on. So as far as eating, me and my husband at the same time as well last year really brought about just getting a lot more less non-meat meals in our diet, which we have been proactive about. So I want to continue on this kind of, you know, every single week having meals that don't have any meat in them, and then also just meals with a lot more fresh produce. It's been, you know, I feel like as well, like the more I work out, the healthier I desire to eat, and that is really playing its part. You know, it's working its way through my diet, and I just want to continue that, because as the years go on, I really want to look after myself. You know, I'm 33 years old. I want to live long, I want to be healthy, I want to be in good health, and so eating right and exercising has become a very I've always been somewhat of an active person, but I've never really been like, oh, you know, since I've had my children, I've never been like, oh yeah, I need to be working out 3 times a week, and not working out just like being busy and doing lots of walking, but mainly just sort of like allowing my heart rate to really pump for a good 20 minutes. Oh, I forgot to say, even though this is not like a straight up resolution, one of the things that I really wanted to, that it is written down here, is it doesn't hold as, you know, it is important, but one of the things that I really endeavour to do as well is to just really be a little bit more proactive to you know, the sort of the state of mine and my daughter's natural hair. Yeah, so I really wanted to just take advantage of all the wonderful things that you can do to natural hair. We have a very basic routine, which is sort of just like wash, condition, and put some moisturizer on our hair and then style. But I really want to take advantage of all the wonderful information that's out there and really just get involved and do those things to our hair, things like deep conditioning, hot oil treatments, the bentonite clay masks, just things like that, which I think is really going to help us in our goal of for Chloe, it's to grow her hair so that she can have Rapunzel hair, and for me, I just want to have long, strong, luscious hair. If you've seen any of my past hair videos, you know that that is a goal of mine, and I also have a video about praying for long, strong hair. So in that happening, in order to get to there, I do believe that I've been it's been put on my heart to kind of do some of these things to our hair. And last but not least is my home. This year, another thing that 2020 brought to my household was all these improvements that we've been able to do. My husband is a gas engineer, but he also does a lot of work around houses. He renovates, you know, he did our home, renovated the bathroom, renovated the kitchen. He does all that kind of fitting work, and he did a lot of work around the house. We repainted, we got the children in their separate rooms. This is Chloe's room, which we did this year. Before, Chloe and Niall shared they shared a room. Now they have their own rooms. Yeah, we've just been working on the house and just making it just kind of like our sanctuary. I love it. So I want to just, you know, as far as where my finances are going to go, that is where, when I'm spending, that's where my money's really going to go, to our home and making it more beautiful, because we love it, and you know, it's where we are all the time. So the aim is to make it beautiful and comfortable and fresh, and yeah, just beautiful for us to live in. Yeah, so guys, they are my New Year's resolutions. I hope you guys have been encouraged to make some if you haven't already. If you have, well done. I'm believing that it's going to work well for you. You know, and in all of this, we stay realistic in what can be done, but we do put our goals and our resolutions out there, and so that we can kind of have something to work with. Anyway guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I hope that has been a blessing to you. It's been wonderful to share my resolutions with you. Okay guys, again, Happy New Year. Stay beautiful and blessed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care guys, bye.